Hello everyone. The time has come. The time has come for my eyeshadow palette declutter. As you can see, this is a little out of hand. I need to do some decluttering of this collection. This is my makeup declutter finale. Why would I not end it on this beast? I will link my declutter playlist down below if you want to catch any of my past declutters, but I have been waiting to do my eyeshadow palette one. As you can see, we have a lot of palettes here. I'm sure it's over 100. And I mean, what are we waiting for? Let's just go ahead and get started. Honestly, this is not even all of the palettes that I currently am in possession of, but these are all the palettes that I've tried at least one time. I do have some other ones that I haven't tried yet, but I still want to try them. So I didn't include them in here because I'll be keeping them, and I feel like we have enough palettes to go through. I'm not really going to be swatching anything. Typically, I do my declutters on a little blanket, and then I wash that blanket in the declutters, but this would not fit on the blanket, so I'm actually having these on a pretty expensive rug, and I'm gonna try not to get the rug super dirty, so I'm a little bit scared about that, but also, again, for timing's sake, this is probably gonna be a longer video, so I should really just stop talking and go ahead and get started. With my declutters, if I receive things in PR and they are still in good condition, I will pass them along to friends or family or donate them. If they're products that I bought myself, I might put some stuff on my Poshmark. I don't really know if I'm going to, though. I don't know if I have the time to be able to do that, so those might just get passed along either. Or if something's like really old, broken, not in good shape, those get tossed. But with declutters, a lot of people get upset because they think these things are just automatically going in the trash, which is a super bizarre assumption to me, but just wanted to point that out. So that's it. Okay, let's begin. I gotta hype myself up. I'm not gonna do this in any particular order. I just laid everything out as I brought out the palettes, and we're just gonna try to get through this as quick and painless as I can. I do know that I really want to declutter down this collection though. This is a lot of palettes. I don't have that much storage. I really need to declutter. I'm just gonna work in like little sections, I think. This first one is actually one of my newer palettes. This is from e.l.f., one of their mint palettes. This is in Mint to Be. So this one is pretty new to me and I do like it a lot. So I'm gonna keep this little mini. Then from Marc Jacobs, we have another little mini here. This is the, I don't know how to pronounce that actually. Yikes. Okay, so this is just a little mini palette here. I've kept this for a lot of years, and I really don't reach into it all that often. I think that it's probably fine to go ahead and say goodbye to this one. Next up, I have from Sigma the Cor de Rosa. This is a favorite palette of mine. She's not going anywhere. From Colourpop, the Flutter by palette. I really enjoy this one from Colourpop also. I have a lot of Colourpop in my collection, and I really do want to declutter it down. There's some brands where I feel like I like to keep a lot of their items for like brand videos and like full collection videos, but again, I really want to declutter a lot. So if seeing a lot of makeup decluttered is not for you, you probably want to click out of this video if that's gonna like make you mad. But that's really what I want to do. But I do really enjoy the Flutter by. I love purples. I love these tones. So I'm going to keep that one. Next up from Stilazzi, this is the Stellar eyeshadow palette. I really did like this one. I don't know if Stilazzi is still doing their thing. I haven't seen new releases from them recently. So I like this one. I like these kind of like cool tone, almost like grungier colors, but I really don't reach into it all that often. So I'm gonna declutter this one. Colourpop and Disney, we have the Midnight Masquerade palette. It's a cute palette. This is the Disney Princess one, but again, I feel like with Colourpop, a lot of times I'm just holding on to their palettes because I like to have full collections, but I'm trying to move past that mindset at this moment. So I'm actually gonna declutter it. A lot of the Disney collabs I don't seem to love as much, so I'm gonna declutter that one. From the Balm, this is the Meet Matte Schmaker. I really did like this one from the Balm, but again, I'm just not really using it. So I like it, I like the quality, but I'm gonna put it in my pass pile. Oh, I don't have my declutter rings on. Ah! Okay, I'm gonna go put my declutter rings on when I need to let my camera not overheat. Is the Sigma Untamed. I do enjoy my Sigma palettes so much, and yeah, the Untamed is so beautiful. Definitely keeping this one. From Natasha Denona, my mini nude big fan, big favorite of mine. So I'm gonna keep that one. I have two here from Colourpop. This was in their tie-dye collection that came out, the Miss Bliss and the Aura and Out. I really didn't love these. They were not a favorite of mine. Miss Bliss especially, I didn't love. Aura and Out, I broke this one recently. Yeah, I still need to put all of the pans back in. Probably should have done that before this video, but here we are. I just remembered that as I was grabbing it. I was like, oh no, I didn't put those pans back in. But you know, I liked this one for kind of those more like pastel greens, but I feel like I have quite a bit of that in my collection now. And I didn't love these. I know there's another palette. Oh, here it is. It's right here, In a Trance. So I'm just gonna declutter all of these. I just wasn't really a fan. I'm just gonna declutter all three. From Huda Beauty, I have the new Nude palette. This isn't an absolute favorite of mine, but there are some mattes in here that I do like. This is one that I was kind of giving a double take to, like, what am I gonna do with this one? Because it's not an absolute favorite, but I still reach into it from time to time, especially for some of these mattes I think are really pretty. I'm gonna keep it for right now, but you know, if there's like a maybe pile, it's like in the maybe pile. I think that'll just confuse me when I'm doing my counts, so I'm gonna put it in the keep pile. But maybe at the end, we'll do some switching around. Okay, so this is from CXC Beauty. I had a subscriber create this palette for me, and I know that this is now available to do on the website. So when I showed this in a video, people were asking how they can create their own palette, and you now have the option to do that on the website. So I will try to link as many of these as I can in my description box. I might just link like brand websites and different things like that, just for, because you know, there's only so much space we can do. But I'm really excited to have this one. I have a lot of looks in mind to do with it. I clearly have a lot of palettes, but I am going to be keeping this one. From Violet Voss, this is the Holy Grail eyeshadow palette. You know, I've been seeing this one and I'm like, what am I going to do with my Holy Grail? Because this really was like a Holy Grail for a while. I was such a fan of this palette. I've used it so much, but I really don't go into it very often anymore. And I feel like it's probably okay to say goodbye to. Kind of hurts, but I think it's the right thing to do. Okay, I'm going to declutter it. Oh, okay then. Colourpop, we have the Sailor Moon. I really have not had good things to say about this palette. I didn't enjoy the quality of it. So that is going to go in my declutter pile. From Urban Decay, the Naked Ultraviolet palette. I do like this one. I think it's pretty good. I like the purples. I like the neutrals. I'm going to keep it. I'm going to keep that one. From Sigma, the Enchanted palette. Again, I'm a fan of these palettes. I will say, I feel like this one, when it first came out, I was really, really excited for it. And then some of the other ones came out, the Corda Rosa, the Untamed, and I really, really loved those. Oh, so I was thinking I should keep this one, but now I'm kind of like, do I need to? Oh my gosh, I'm actually gonna declutter this. I don't think it's a bad palette. I think it's really pretty, but again, my Sigma palettes, definitely number one, I would say, is the Corda Rosa, and then probably the Untamed after that. I think I can actually declutter this one. Okay, this is the first like real big one that's surprising me. But yeah, I think it's a good decision. Oh my gosh, I'm shook. I'm shooketh. Right, to keep it moving, we have from Marc Jacobs, this is the Stiletto. I really like this one. The quality in here is so good. Some of these mattes, this shimmer, so beautiful. I really like this. I'm gonna keep it. From Colourpop, we have the Lilac You a Lot. Again, purple palettes, they're just some of my favorites, and I really, really like the lilac one, so gonna be keeping that one. From Natasha Denona, we have the gold palette. Yeah, I'm gonna be keeping that for sure. Yep, keeping the gold palette. Also from Natasha, the Biba. Oh my gosh, the Biba. Definitely keeping this one. If you're new to my channel, I most definitely prefer neutrals, so you're going to see me keeping a lot of neutral palettes. But the Natasha Denona formula also is a big favorite of mine, but I just love me the Biba. Also from Natasha, this is another mini palette, the Mini Sunset. You know, this isn't an absolute favorite of mine, but I think I'm going to keep it anyways. I feel like Natasha is now becoming that eyeshadow formula that I'm like, I'll just keep the palettes that I have. Again, it's not 100% a favorite, but I also don't really want to give it up, to be honest with you. So I'm going to keep that one. From Huda Beauty, we have the Khaki Haze palette, a little bit newer palette to my collection within the past few months here. I like it. It's not an absolute favorite, but I do like some of these grungy colors and that green in the middle. So I'm gonna hang on to this one. Another one from Natasha Denona, the Mini Gold palette. This is not a palette I really thought that I was going to enjoy too much, but I actually really do. So I'm gonna be keeping that one. A couple here from Charlotte Tilbury. One is the Copper Charge Quad. The Charlotte Quads I do think are too expensive, quite honestly. Like, if I'm recommending them, I'm recommending that you get them on sale, because I think $53 for quads is just like mind-boggling to me. But, you know, Charlotte's my friend. She sends me PR. That's a joke if you're new to my channel. Now that I have them, I enjoy them and I don't want to give them up. I'm going to keep the Copper Charge, but I'm saying for like recommending, I just think that's such a high price tag. This one here is Green Lights. This is a favorite of mine. I've talked about this palette a lot on my channel. Definitely keeping Green Lights, of course. We have from Colourpop, the That's Taupe, another favorite of mine. Talk about this one quite a bit. I love the cool toned neutrals. Gonna keep that one. This is one of my newest palettes from Colourpop. This is the Thumper palette in collaboration with Bambi. So I'm gonna keep that one. I've only used it one time so far, so definitely keeping that. From Nabla, we have the Secret palette. Let me open this one up. Yeah, okay, so I just got this one pretty recently too. I think I've only done like 2 or 3 looks with it. I was kind of trying to decide. I think I have another Nabla palette in here somewhere. I'm like scanning all of my palettes. Like, do I? Or did I make that up? I'm gonna, what to do? I'm gonna keep it around for a little bit longer. This one might be in my maybe pile, but for right now, I'm putting it in the keep pile. From Fenty Beauty, one of the Snap Shadows. I have another one somewhere in here too. This is number 6, Smoky. Sorry if you can hear noises. It's a Saturday, so things are happening around the house. I really don't like the Fenty, these ones. I know that they reformulated and they're supposed to be better, but not a favorite to me, so I'm gonna declutter that one. From Colourpop, we have the Mulan palette. You know, out of all of the Disney palettes, this one was probably one of my favorites because I felt like the quality was just better than the other ones that I don't think are as good. But it's still not an absolute favorite of mine. I really don't reach for it too often, so I'm gonna declutter that one. We have from Ofra, this is the Glamour Glitch palette. So a lot of these palettes, I don't gravitate towards a ton. A lot of them are a lot more shimmery. This one does have a few mattes in here, but not totally my color scheme. Like the hot pink kind of throws me off because I don't do those types of looks a ton for usually like their signature palettes or some of their palettes with like face and eye shades. But some of these style of palettes aren't my absolute favorite from the brand, so I'm gonna declutter that one. From Pure, we have the collaboration with Raw Beauty Christie, so we have the double-sided palette here. I dropped it, so that's why one of the shades is broken, but really enjoy this one. Definitely gonna keep it. And then from Colourpop, we have the Going Coconuts. This is another big favorite of mine. This one and That's Taupe, I just think are so much fun. Love having these in my collection. So I'm gonna keep that one. Finally got my declutter rings on. I like to wear these during my declutters. So from Colourpop, we have the California Love. Again, just not really a favorite of mine. Don't really reach into it all that often. So I'm going to declutter that one. Also from Colourpop, the It's My Pleasure. This is another purple pink one. And I really, I like this one. Oh, I have to see if I can do a little bit of repressing there. But again, purple palettes, yes. Yes, please. So I'm gonna keep that. From Catrice, this is the Self-Made Bay. I didn't really love the quality on this one. I've only used it a few times, but I not really a favorite. So going to declutter that. From Huda Beauty, this one is the Gold palette. Again, fairly new to me, and I like this one. I like this one, so I'm gonna keep that. From Colourpop, this is the Wine and Only. I like this one too. I like some of these darker tones. A little bit newer also, so I'm gonna keep that one. Another one from Colourpop. This is the Big Poppy. I do like oranges. I like all matte palettes. I'm gonna keep that one. From Sigma Beauty, this one came out for holiday 2020, the Rendezvous eyeshadow palette. You know, it's pretty. I like that it's smaller, but I don't reach into it all that often. I really liked the face palette that came out in this collection, so I'm gonna declutter that. And then from Ofra, this one, oh, this is the Galaxy palette. So I do have quite a few signature palettes, and they're kind of spread out through here. I know I don't need to keep every single one of them, but I do like the Galaxy. Again, the purple. I really like the, oh, which highlight is this one? The Neptune highlight in there. Yeah, I'm gonna keep that. I have some of these mini palettes here. Another one from the e.l.f. Mint collection. This is in chocolate mint. Would like to keep that one. Also from e.l.f., I do have quite a few of the bite-sized palettes. I don't know if I'll keep them all. I'm not sure yet, but the Rose Water, I definitely do want to keep that one. From Natasha Denona, the Mini Retro. You know, this isn't my favorite Natasha palette, but again, let's just say it together. I'm gonna keep this one from Natasha, okay? Okay, I'm just gonna do it. Also from Natasha, the Mini Glam. I almost had to check the name, the Mini Glam. Yes, big fan of this one. Definitely wanna keep my Mini Glam. And then from Colourpop, this is from their Valentine's collection, I'm pretty sure, the Melt For You. I just got this one. I've only done a few looks with it. I'm gonna keep it for right now, yeah. Next from Charlotte Tilbury, this is the Stars in Your Eyes palette. I don't mind these palettes. Once again, I feel like they're really expensive. These usually retail for $75, which I just feel like is a lot. I don't mind the formula, but it's not an absolute favorite. I don't know. I would rather keep the quads from Charlotte than these larger palettes. So I'm gonna declutter this one. From Huda Beauty, this is the Warm Brown Obsessions. You know, my initial thought was that I was gonna keep it, but I don't know. I think I'm actually gonna declutter this. Okay. That's surprising to me. I don't know why. Like, my initial instinct is to be like, yeah, I think I can move on. I really haven't reached for these often. I just got some of the newer ones that I just showed. I'm gonna declutter it. Look at me. I'm really doing it, you guys. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Okay. I will say, I'm not gonna declutter anything that I really don't want to get rid of. So, like, don't feel like you need to leave the comments like, you should keep what you want to keep. I know, but I also really want to do some mega decluttering. Okay, it's March. We got spring coming up. This is spring cleaning. Okay. All right. So from Pure, this is one of their Trolls palettes. I really don't see myself going into this one very often, so I'm going to declutter that. This one here is from Ofra. This is their Empowered palette. I actually like this palette a lot. I like the greens in here. I think it's fun. Or you can do some neutrals. This is one of their newer ones, but I really liked the color scheme in this one, so I'm going to keep that. From Anastasia, this is the collaboration with Carly Bible. This is not my favorite Anastasia palette, I will say. It's not an absolute favorite of mine. I feel like the quality is different from like Soft Glam, Mod Ren, which is a bummer to do for a collab, but I really enjoy Carly, and some of these shimmers are really pretty. I'm not ready to get rid of this one yet. That's what I mean by, like, if I really don't want to get rid of something, I'm not going to. So not ready yet. I'm gonna keep that one. From Colourpop, we have one of the Frozen 2 collabs. I really did not like this palette. This is, I think, one of the first ones that I was like, this quality is crap. What's going on here? So I'm gonna declutter it. I feel like I could give it to like a niece and she would be so excited. Also from Colourpop, the Candy Castle. This was from their Candyland collab. Also super disappointed in this palette. I have ranking videos from last year, you know, ranking all of the palettes I tried in 2020. I also did ranking all of my Colourpop palettes that I tried in 2020. And this it just really wasn't it. So going to declutter that. From Violet Voss, we have the Flamingo palette. Okay. I have kept the Flamingo palette for several years because for a while it was one of the few colorful palettes that I had in my collection. You know, like I said, I mostly do prefer neutrals, but I like to have options. I mean, hello, we women love to have our options. Kept it for a while because of that, but now I have more colorful palettes in my collection and I think I can actually declutter this one. Another, like, this was my initial thought when I pulled it out. I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna keep the Flamingo. It's my colorful palette. And now I'm like, wait, I have other colorful palettes. So declutter pile it is. All right, from Colourpop, this is the It's All Good palette. Why do I have no recollection of this palette? When did this come out? When did I get this? I've clearly used it. I truly have no recollection of this palette, but it's a really large palette. I'm gonna declutter it. I literally can't remember anything about that palette. Next up from Colourpop, this is the Misunderstood, the Villains palette. Ooh, got some breakage in this one too. Oh no, this poor rug, this poor rug. Once again, just not an absolute favorite. I just don't feel like I need to keep it. So That's going in the declutter pile. This is probably my newest palette. Yeah, I mean, I just got this 2 days ago as I'm filming this. This is from e.l.f. and their Chipotle collab, so I'm going to be keeping this. I do have a full video that went up on YouTube on that collection. From Colourpop, this is their Star Wars and Mandalorian palette. I really like this one. I like greens. I like neutrals, but I also like purples and greens. Those are the colors that I like wearing, besides, you know, browns and champagnes. And I like, this was the quality that I actually really like, and to have it in a Disney collab, I was like shocked. I don't know why I'm trying to ASMR you, but definitely gonna keep the child palette. Also from Colourpop, the Smoke Show. Yeah, big fan. Big fan of this one. Good memories with this one. I was wearing it the night of the AIA Awards. Yeah, definitely keeping that one. This one is the Ménage à Moi. This poor palette, all I want to do is use it. I think I've used it one time now. All I want to do is use it. I think it's so beautiful. It reminds me a little bit of the Flutterby, but I'm going to hold on to this one. And maybe after I declutter, maybe I'll get some more use out of some of these palettes that are like collecting dust. Up we have from Persona, this is the Identity 2 palette. I don't mind the formula in this one, but the color scheme makes, I don't know, I just feel like I don't reach into this one all that often. So I like it, but I'm gonna declutter. I feel like there's someone out there that would use it more. Next from Natasha Denona, we have the Glam Palette. Yep. All right, gonna be keeping this one. I know usually in my declutters I do a little bit more in-depth reviews, but I mean, hopefully you understand why that's not happening in this video. There's just a lot to get through, and I would like to do it all in one part and not split it into 2 videos. From Pat McGrath, this is a little mini. I actually really like this one. This is the CXC Sublime palette. Some of these shimmers are just really beautiful. So it's not really like my most reached for, but I don't want to get rid of it. I like it a lot. So gonna keep that one. And then also from Pat, we have the Divine Rose. Obviously this one is not going anywhere either. Really enjoy it, speak about it quite a bit on my channel. So, and it's very expensive, hi. Gonna keep that one. Urban Decay, Naked Reloaded, another favorite. I talk about this one so often. Definitely keeping that one. From Colourpop, we have the Baroque Palette. Really like this one too. Like these cool tones, like from this collection that came out, this one was my favorite. So gonna keep that one. Another one from Urban Decay, the Naked Cherry. I also really like my Naked Cherry. Gonna hang on to this one. And then another one from Colourpop, this is the Garden Variety. Not really my favorite in my ranking videos. This one was just kind of like so-so. So I'm gonna declutter that one. From Colourpop and Raw Beauty Christie, this is the At Forest Sight palette. Yes, definitely keeping this one. Such a fan of that, such a fan of Christie. And then the Sweet Talk palette from Colourpop. This has been a favorite of mine for such a long time. Definitely have to keep this one. I'm just realizing, I feel like my Dream Street is not in here. Oh, nope, there it is. Okay, I see it. I was like, wait a second. Nope, it's in here. Okay, from Colourpop, we have the Hocus Pocus. You know, this is another one. When you hear the moment of silence, it's, you know, my wheels are turning. This is one that I was like, I'm going to keep it because I love Hocus Pocus. But now I'm like, but do I really need to? You know, I am. I'm going to keep it. I like Hocus Pocus a lot. I like the packaging. I do like the colors in here. I like some of these grungy ones. I like some of these purples. And this is a better quality than some of the other Disney palettes. So I'm going to keep this one. Yeah. Okay. I feel good. Okay. Next up we have Pier and Barbie. I'm going to declutter this one. Just not really for me. Not really for me. So going to declutter that one. The Grandeur palette from Colourpop. Yeah, I'm gonna keep this one. Yeah, nope, I'm not ready yet. Not ready. So I'm gonna keep that one. The You Are My Sunshine, definitely keeping this one. You guys remember my sunflowers from last year? Special memories, gotta keep that one. Okay, so I have 2 more here from Ofra. So we have the Glitch palette. Again, I think this is all shimmers. So I'm gonna declutter that one. And then I think this is the Glitch 2000. Yep, again, all shimmers. I'm more of a matte girl. I would prefer an all matte palette or a mostly matte palette. So gonna declutter that one. All right, this is the Ornate from Colourpop. I am gonna declutter this one. From the collection, I liked Baroque, then Grandeur, but I feel like I have this color scheme. So Ornate is gonna go in my pass pile. From Carity, the Picante palette. This quality is actually really nice. I think whoever I pass this on to will really enjoy it. I like the different color schemes, but you know, kind of similar to what I just showed with the Ornate, and I don't really reach into it all that often, so I'm gonna declutter that one. From Sigma, we have the Warm Neutrals. This is one of their newest eyeshadow palettes that came out, so I would like to keep this one. I feel like, you know, I've decluttered a few from Sigma, so I feel good to keep this one. And from Colourpop, the Wild Nothing. Again, it just kind of reminds me of the Garden Variety and just not enough oomph for me, so gonna declutter that. Next up, this is from Sydney Grace. This is the Autumn Rain palette. My thumb actually hurts from opening palettes. Hello! Unforeseen danger of an eyeshadow palette declutter. You know, I really do like the Sydney Grace formula, but I reach into my Mel Thompson palette more, the Tiny Marvels, and I believe I have some singles. I'm just doing my palettes in this video. I don't really have a ton of singles, but I do have some from Sydney Grace. So I'm actually going to declutter this because I feel like I'm not going to reach into it all that often and someone else can get more use out of it. It's a good palette though, don't get me wrong. From Colourpop, this is the Boudoir Noir. I do really like the color scheme in here. I think this is a really pretty palette, so I'm going to keep that one. Also from Colourpop, the Fade into Hue. This is definitely like my colorful beast right now. So it's not gonna be my most reach for palette, but the looks that I've done with it I think are fun. And again, it's like if I want to do something colorful, I have the option with Fade into Hue. So I'm gonna keep that. From Dose of Colors, I have the Marvelous Mauves. You know, I've been really thinking about my Dose of Colors palettes. I've been talking about Dose of Colors and just how they've been kind of dethroned for me as a brand. I would like to keep my Marvelous Mauves. I don't think I'm going to be keeping all of my 5-pan Dose palettes, but Marvelous Mauves I would like to keep. Obviously, very much enjoy this one, so not ready to get rid of that one. Next up, I have a few from Ofra. So this one is in Sweet Dreams. Again, I don't need to keep all of the signature palettes. I'm going to declutter this one. Pretty color scheme, but some of the other ones, like that green one, the purple one, I like those a little bit more. And then this one is Beachside. Oh, but I do like Beachside. This is another one of my colorful ones. This is a fun one. Yeah, I want to keep Beachside too. That's just fun. And then we have the Gateway palette. I was going to say, no, Getaway. Gateway. Samantha, get it together. The Getaway palette. I'm going to pass this one on too. Yeah, I feel good about that. Okay, so from Sydney Grace and Mel Thompson. Yeah, the Tiny Marvels. Yep. Keeping that one. So proud of Mel for that palette. From Colourpop, this is the Blush Crush. I just was not a fan. I was not a fan of this formula. It reminds me of a Disney collab. So I'm going to declutter that. From Huda Beauty, this is the Smoky Obsessions. Yeah, it's going to go. I can't do anything else with it. It's going to go. I'm so sad, but you guys have been telling me that it's now back on the website. This was gone for such a long time, and now all of a sudden it's back after I did a video saying how this shouldn't have been limited edition. Did I have something to do with that? No, not at all, but I would like to think perhaps. And then we have from Colourpop and Kathleen Lights, the Dream Street. Yes, big fan of this palette. Also mentioned it in my limited edition video that it should be permanent, so I'm gonna keep this one. Keep it rolling with the Abh Sultry Palette. I talk about this one often, another favorite. Gonna be keeping that one. From Natasha Denona, I literally looked, it's the Mini Love palette. Why? I just thought, I'm starting to lose it, you guys, starting to lose it. All right, the Mini Love palette, definitely gonna be keeping this one, my latest Natasha palette. This one from Colourpop, this is the Cherish one that came out in their Love Struck. I'm gonna be keeping these for right now because these are a little bit newer, so do wanna be playing around with these. From Kaleidos, I have a few different ones from Kaleidos Makeup. This one is the Futurism 1 Sci-Fi Green. Really like this palette. I like the Kaleidos formula a lot, and the green one is super fun. So I'm going to keep that. The Natasha Denona Love palette, one of my least favorite palettes. Just going to throw this one out, actually. That's a lie. It's one of my favorites. Keeping the Love palette, of course. Duh. From Charlotte Tilbury, this is the Bejeweled Eyes to Hypnotize. Again, her larger palettes, I'm like, I just really don't feel like I need them. And I feel like this would make cool gifts. So I'm going to declutter that one. I have these two here from Colourpop. These are pretty old. These were both in collaboration with I Love Sarah E. We have the Saucy and the Chicy palette. I'm going to declutter these. I know I can pop out the singles, but I don't really feel like I need to. I mean, just be quite honest, and I really don't go for my singles a lot. I liked these palettes a lot though. I thought that they were super cute, but I think it's okay that I can get rid of them now. From Lawless, I have the one eyeshadow palette. I am a really big fan of this one. Like the Lawless formula a lot, super blendable, so I'm gonna keep that. And from Juvia's Place, this is the Violets palette. Yeah, this is just so fun. Are you kidding? Yeah, definitely keeping this one. Okay, I have a few more Charlotte quads here. This one is the Mesmerizing Maroon. I really do like the colors in this quad. I'm gonna keep that one. Next up, I have the Supersonic Girl. This was the first quad that I got, and the color scheme isn't quite me. So when I first got this, I was especially like, huh? Like, I think you need to find one where you really enjoy all 4 colors, especially for the price tag. But this actually not a favorite. So I am going to declutter the Supersonic Girl. And then I also have the Pillowtalk palette. I actually really do like this one. When I got this one fairly recently. And when I did, I was like, I could see why so many people talked about the Pillowtalk quad for sure. So I'm going to keep that one. Couple more signature palettes from Ofra. This one is the Luxe. I really like the Luxe. Yeah, those browns. Yeah, I'm gonna keep this one. I thought I might declutter more, but I just really like that one. Okay, this one is in collaboration with Leora. Yes, girl, my friend Leora. Oh, part of a lash. We're just gonna pretend that didn't happen, but I'm gonna keep that one too. So proud of Leora for her collab. The one from Kaleidos, this is the Futurism 3, the Astro Pink. This one is also really fun. Again, big fan of Kaleidos. These are a little bit newer to me also, so I'm gonna keep that one. From Viseart, this is the Warm Mattes. You know, I've kept this one for a while because it was my only one from Viseart, and I was like, I feel like I should keep it around, and it's all mattes, and I love mattes, and I love neutrals, but I really don't reach into it pretty much ever. I feel like it's kind of bordering on like, could I still pass it on to someone or not, because I've had it for such a long time and I would rather just be able to hand it off. So I'm going to declutter that one. This is another one that I don't feel like the formula is really worth the price tag, quite honestly, but I don't know. Especially for just these ones are like, what are these, like $80 or something? It's just so expensive. From Kaleidos, this is the collaboration with Angelica Nyquist, the Club Nebula. Yes, of course I'm keeping this one. Are you kidding me? Yes, keeping Club Nebula, another colorful palette that I've added to my collection for sure. All right, some more here from Colourpop and their monochromatic series. This one is the Main Squeeze. This is fun. I don't have a lot of more like red toned palettes, and I think red is really pretty with green eyes. So I want to keep Main Squeeze. The Orange You Glad. You know, I think I'm actually going to declutter this one because I kept the Big Poppy. And I know that one is all matte, but the shimmers in here and like the pressed glitter, I think the orange one I'm okay to say goodbye to. I feel like I have other oranges in my collection. And then the Aha Honey, I just really wasn't a fan of this one. So I'm gonna declutter that. And then from Alamar Cosmetics, this is the Reina del Caribe palette. I'm gonna keep this one. It's my only one from Alamar, and I like the looks that I've done with this, I feel like are fun. So yeah, I wanna keep this one from Alamar. I have 2 more bite-sized palettes from e.l.f. The Cream and Sugar, which I enjoy, I talk about so much. And then I recently just got the Hot Jalapeno. I still have to try that one. So I'm gonna keep both of those. From Urban Decay, the original Naked palette. This one isn't like, you know, 1,000 years old. I actually got it sent to me, not like last week from Urban Decay, but it's newer, so it's not like super old. I kind of want to keep it. I'm not gonna lie to you. I like the Naked palettes. And then the Naked Honey. Yeah, I'm a really big fan of the Naked Honey, so I do want to keep that one. Next up from Maeve Cosmetics, this is the Take Me to Paris palette. So this is an indie brand. This is a really cute palette. I don't really reach for it all that often. I don't know if Maeve Cosmetics is really coming out with new products either, so I'm gonna declutter that one. My palettes from Dominique Cosmetics, I have the Berries and Cream. This is fun. Like, I like this color scheme. I like the formula a lot too, so I'm gonna keep that one. And then also from Dominique Cosmetics, the Latte palette, also a fan. I am a fan. So I'm gonna keep that. Next up, I do have the Vault collection with Jaclyn Hill and Morphe. I've been kind of staring at these. So this one here, which one is this? This is the Ring the Alarm. You know, I'm gonna declutter it. I've kept these for a while because of like the memories behind it, but you know, I think we can start moving on. So I'm gonna declutter Ring the Alarm, and then also have Bling Boss. Yeah, I'm okay to declutter it. Yep. All right, declutter. Then we have Dark Magic. Yep, I'm gonna go ahead and declutter. And then we have Armed and Gorgeous. Yeah, I'm gonna declutter. I told myself, I was like, I wanna see how I feel when I open each one. And if there's any one that I'm like, oh yeah, like I would really like to keep that, then I'll keep it. But as I opened each one, I was like, you know what? I think I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. All right, let's keep going. Nabla Side by Side palette. I am on a roll and my stomach is growling. I really need lunch and I deserve it after this. A little bit newer to me. Oh yeah. So yeah, I said I had another Nabla palette, the Side by Side. I do like this one more than the Secret Garden, but I want to keep both of them around for right now. So I'm going to keep my Side by Side. All right, so this is my other palette from Fenty, the number 5 Peach palette. My poor thumb hurts so bad. Yeah, don't love the quality. Gonna declutter that one. From Charlotte Tilbury, this is the Super Blue palette. I really don't do blues very often, so this palette, this quad was just not for me, so I'm going to declutter that one. From Colourpop, these are the other ones in the Love Struck collection. We have Ballad, Amour, Crush, I believe is this one, and then Lyric. So, okay, do I need to keep? I know Lyric is a yes, Ballad is a yes. I'm gonna keep these, and these are newer releases, so again, sometimes I do like to keep them for those reasons, so I'm gonna hang on to those. From Marc Jacobs, from Holiday 2020, this is the Terrific palette. I really liked this one. I like the Marc Jacobs eyeshadows. I think that they're nice, so I'm gonna keep that. From Dose of Colors, the Baked Browns. Oh, let me think. You know, I'm gonna declutter it. My first thought was I should keep it because it's matte browns and I love matte browns, but I'm good. I'm gonna declutter it. I'm gonna declutter it. Okay, all right. From Persona, this is the Color Theory Pink palette. I didn't really reach into this one all that often. I don't do pinks a ton on my eyes, so I'm gonna declutter that. From Urban Decay, we have the Born to Run. I loved this palette so much. I took it with me so often. Like as a travel themed palette, I would take it traveling with me so much a few years ago, but I really don't reach into it very often anymore. It's a bigger palette and I really like the new ones that they've been coming out with. This is gonna surprise me, but I'm gonna declare the Born to Run. Whew, I did not see that coming. All right, from Pat McGrath, this is the Mothership Rose Decadence. This isn't my absolute favorite. It is a little bit newer though, and you know, it's girlfriend Pat, like I'm gonna keep it around for right now. I have the Nomad palette from Juvia's Place. You know, I like this one, but I'm not gonna go into it all that often. Like I think I put it in a Shop My Stash at one point because I was like, I'm just not really reaching for this. I like the Juvia's Place formula, but I'm going to be keeping other palettes from them, so I'm actually going to declutter that one. From Sigma, I have their Warm Neutrals Volume 2. So the other Warm Neutrals that I showed, the larger one, that's kind of their updated version of this. It has similar shades and then a few extra ones. So because I kept that one, I'm actually going to declutter this one. Then from Dose of Colors, the Pretty Cool palette, I am going to declutter this. Again, Dose of Colors just kind of been dethroned for me. The nudes from Juvia's Place, I am going to declutter this. I mean, I like the formula, but this color scheme just doesn't really do it for me. So going in the declutter pile. From Sigma, this was in collaboration with Stephanie Lang, the Essentials palette. I thought this was a good palette, and I like that there's space shades too, but I don't really go for it very often. So going to declutter that. Then I have my Anastasia palettes. We have the Soft Glam. Really enjoy this one. Definitely keeping that. The Modern Renaissance. I still want to be keeping around my Modern Renaissance. I like it, so I'm going to keep that. And then also the Norvina. I do also enjoy my Norvina palette, so going to be keeping that one. The right size one here from e.l.f. This is the Pumpkin Pie. I'm going to keep that one. I really do like that formula. I have my two from Lawless Beauty, the baby one, which I am a huge fan of. Love my baby one. And then the little one, also really enjoy. Really like the Lawless formula, so I'm going to be keeping both of those. From Too Faced, I have the Hot Buttered Rum palette. You know, I don't mind this one, but it didn't, I don't know, it was a little bit underwhelming to me. I bought it, I was excited for it, but I'm going to declutter it. And then from Dose of Colors, the Sassy Siennas, I am also going to declutter this one. Yes, I am. One from e.l.f., this is the Truffles. I'm gonna keep that one. From Kaja, I have a little stack here. This is the Glowing Guava. You know, not an absolute like must for me, but I like it. I want to keep it around for right now. Might go in like a chopping block at some point, but for right now, I do want to keep it. From Huda Beauty, I have the Mauve Obsessions. You know, I did not think I was going to be decluttering these, but I feel like with my smoky obsessions being broken, I'm just like, you know what? Maybe we can move on from this time. It's so weird to me, but I'm actually going to declutter. Like, that's so bizarre. But I'm going to declutter that. And then from Juvia's Place, the Wahala palette. You know, I'm going to declutter this one. I feel like with the color scheme, I don't know how often I'm going to reach into it. Yeah. Okay. McGrath, this is the Mothership Sublime. Again, not an absolute favorite, but I do want to keep these palettes for right now, so I'm going to keep that one. We're almost done. We are almost done, you guys. Look at this. Okay. I know you can't see much because it's zoomed in, but I can. The BH Cosmetics Chillin' in Chicago, fairly newer to me, and I've been trying to get back into BH, so I'm going to keep that one. From BK Beauty, the True Beauty palette. I do want to keep this one. This is the first one from BK Beauty, which is a brand by my friend Lisa J Makeup. So I'm going to be holding on to that one. From Charlotte Tilbury, this is the Pillowtalk Instant Eye palette. You know, my first thought was that I wanted to keep it because it's the Pillowtalk one and I like this color scheme a lot. But because I have that Pillowtalk quad, I feel like that's really all that I need. So I'm going to declutter that one. Dose of Colors in collaboration with Desi and Katie, the Friendcation. I've talked about this one a lot also on my channel. Really enjoy it. I'm going to keep it. Big Morphe and Jaclyn Hill palette. I've been also really wondering what I was going to do about this, but I think I'm just going to move on from it. I think I'm ready to move on. You know, it's a larger palette. I like my smaller palettes more definitely these days. And I think I'm okay to move on from it. I know the formula has now changed, people are saying. So yeah, I'm going to declutter it. I feel good. I feel good with that. From Colourpop, this was in collaboration with Makeup Shayla, the Perception palette. I really like this one too. I feel like Shayla did such a good job. So I'm going to keep that. From Persona, this is the Identity palette. I do really like this neutral palette. I'm going to keep this one. I decluttered the Identity too, so I'm going to keep the Identity one. And this is the original one with the artwork. I know it's different now, but I really like that. From Colourpop, we have the Wild Child, a little bit of a newer palette, but I really like this one. Like these chocolatey brown tones, like, yes, please. I'm going to keep that. From e.l.f., we have the Retro Paradise palette. This is a fun one too. I'm trying to decide. I have all those minis. You know, I like this palette. It's a good one. I don't know if I'm going to reach into it. And if I'm going for e.l.f., I feel like I'm going to go for all of the mini palettes, which I think I did keep all of them. I'm going to declutter this one. I didn't think I was going to. It's a good palette, but I think someone can use it more than me. All right, so we just have 4 left. From Natasha Denona, the Bronze palette. Love this palette. Yes, please. Gonna keep that one. From Juvia's Place, we have the Taupes. I was a big fan of this one. I really do like cool tones, and the Taupes is really fun. Gonna keep that. My Tati Beauty Textured Neutrals Volume 1. Also a really big fan of this palette. A lot of options. Love this mirror. Hey. I'm gonna be keeping that one. And then from Colourpop, this is the Good as Gold. You know, I bought this one because I've seen it hyped up a bit, and I don't really wear gold all that often, so I'm kind of like, why did I buy that? I'm gonna declutter this one. We've done it. We've done it. Now it's time to pull everything out and see how we did. Ended up with this over here is the declutter pile, and this I believe has 69 palettes. It's been really hard to count though, so I am gonna have the totals on the screen in case I'm just like totally wrong. And then over here is my keep pile, and I have 98. But I decided, you know, I said there's a few that were maybe, you know, kind of in that maybe pile for me. So I am going to grab a couple out of my keep pile and move them to the declutter pile. So the ones that I decided to declutter, my Kaja stack, you know, like I said, I was thinking about putting it in a chopping block. I'm like, I don't really reach into this. I bought it, I was excited for it, but I'm going to declutter that. The It's My Pleasure, because a couple of those shades are broken and I just don't even want to deal with it. And I now have the lilac one. So I'm going to declutter that one. I am going to go ahead and declutter the Nabla Secret palette. I know I said that it's newer, but with the side-by-side, I think I'm going to reach into that more. So I'm going to declutter this one. And then the original Naked. I just feel like I'm fooling myself with this one. Like I'm gonna be reaching into the Naked Reloaded so much more, the honey, the cherry, the violet. And this is in really good condition. Like I can pass this on to someone who's actually gonna use it. So that's also gonna go in the declutter pile. All right, so again, I'll have the totals on the screen just in case I'm totally wrong when I'm counting. But I think now my declutter pile is around like 73. And my keep pile is gonna be around like 94, somewhere around in there. But I feel good. I feel good about this. I feel good with the few that I decluttered at the end because I didn't know if I could quite get it to the halfway mark. I feel like that seemed really hard, especially because some of the palettes that I still keep are newer to me. I've only used them one, maybe even 2 times. So, you know, obviously there's some in here that I'm just not getting rid of because I haven't used them enough. So I didn't think I could quite get it halfway, but I feel really proud of this. I'm really happy that I got this one done. I knew it was going to be a long one. I knew it was going to be pretty tough to do, but I'm happy that it is done. So that is the finale. That is the end of my declutter series. You know, I'll start it back up probably towards the end of the year, but that is it for now. And I feel good. So if you want to watch some more declutters, most of them have been pretty cutthroat this time around, but I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please make sure to give this one a thumbs up. I hope you also consider subscribing before you go, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.